My hair's a little messy, isn't it? And you who know me know that it is what it is because that's the best I got for today. Let's. Sun is where? Where do I want to sit? I will sit here, move some things around a little bit, put my finger right in front of the phone's camera lens so you can't see me or some silly thing. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that I saw the orange jug in the video in the screen and went, oh yeah, we're supposed to move that this morning and I didn't get it moved. You know what? I do the best I can the day in front of me. And that's all I can do. And yes, my eye's a little wonky. And do I know why? No. Is it something to do with MS? Who knows? But I would guess, right? But it's like, what's up with that? So, yes, if I mess with it myself, if I joke about it myself, y'all can't hurt me with whatever comments you bring up. Hey, Catherine. Catherine, I didn't see your message until just a couple minutes ago, but I had to go to the bathroom, and so I didn't get to call you. Um, I am aware, just so some of you know, Catherine's husband, Homer, broke his hand. Um, it had something to do with wind. He was outside working on something, and the wind caught something and either pulled it out of his hand, or Catherine can explain it better, or she'll tell me so I can explain it better at some point. But anyways, whatever the wind flipped, I think she said it was a door, but whatever. It was a large thing. He broke his hand and he may have some other problems. So please, do the. I know I'm doing this because of the emoji praying hands thing. So please pray for Homer's kind of quick and speedy recovery of the broken things because he'll probably drive Catherine bonkers not being able to do some stuff. Or he's going to push it a little bit and do stuff that when you're healing you wish you wouldn't do. Right, Catherine? Anyway, that's just a quick. Okay. So I see Iris. Hi. I see Beth. Hi, Beth. Thank you guys for being here this morning. About an hour ago, I was going, I don't even want to do it. I'm tired. I'm, and I don't, what the heck am I going to talk about? So, y'all ask me questions, please. Okay. And new people coming in. Oh, wait, I didn't change this. I need to see all the messages, not just the top ones. So let me fix that. And how are my moderators feeling about? Would you like me to make it a little easier today? Um, let's do community defaults. What's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, poop. I have that set somewhere else. I could leave you smacking a mole, but I'm smacking a troll, but I'm not going to. I am going to change this so they have to be subscribers, and they have to be subscribers for a few minutes before they can comment. There we go. There we go. That ought to help out a little bit today. So, I do see a foreign language looks to me to be German. We are English speakers here from the high desert in Arizona, the United States. I don't know how you I don't know what you need to do to help with your language, but if you could humor us and try to make it English, that would be great. Yeah, prayers for Homer. Yeah. Okay, so I fixed that. Liana, good morning. Oh, just chillaxing today is what Leanna's saying. Oh, guys, before I even get started, please use the three uppercase Q's in front of your comment or question that you would like me to discuss today. Please have something for me to talk about. I just have been a little, well, I've been busy, but not the kind of busy I used to be, right? And so I feel maybe like I've been through a lot of stress again, and like I can't, ahead of time, I can't think about a subject to talk about. So, why don't you guys help me out today by asking me some questions? And we don't need to always rely on Lisa L, who is really great at asking questions, but um, we're probably going to discuss some things like off grid emergency food, again, being without a vehicle and how that affects me personally and what I do about it to try to be okay. We'll probably discuss those things. Um, and newsflash, I've had some communication with some of my siblings, and it's actually been pretty good. And so I don't have an, perhaps there's a little kind of healing thing happening, but I don't know what it means. I'm not reading into it anything. But I appreciate y'all using three uppercase Q's before you type your comment, question, whatever you want me to talk about, subject. Yes, there's in a messy bun with a stick and it's falling. But I've been up for, I don't know, for quite a little while. I burned some trash early this morning while it was cool and the wind wasn't blowing. I stand right over it. It's a small process thing. I did not burn all the like Amazon boxes. Some of them I'm saving for garden beds because I'm moving the garden beds. Okay, let me see what Leanna said because she and I are talking a lot this week off and on. I have had moments this week of disappointment, discouragement, and well, that's enough for the negative part. And moments of, or times of, look at how beautiful this place is that the great creator has given me to care for. Um, so often waiting with an idea or waiting with a, I don't know why that thing doesn't feel like it's coming together. And what do I do about this thing? And yeah, communicating with the great creator as well. But my point being that just kind of sitting with things, feeling, paying attention for an inspiration to encourage me to go one direction or another with a thing, project, or a reorganization, or I don't even know what to say, right? A thing. Anyways, and so I just keep being encouraged to clean up that thing. By the way, you're so almost cleaned up inside the cabin. You know, there's a big open space in the middle of the floor again. Yay, wonderful. And the other day, I it was like, when you get a minute and you can handle it, go take the little step stool in and put those curtain rings up on the curtain rod. I don't have the curtains yet. And it's like, okay, I could do that. That'll give me something. So before I went to bed, I made sure those curtain rings, which have clips, I made sure they were up on the curtain rod. I don't know when I'm gonna have something for curtains, but it's okay. Um, oh, I'll tell you about that too. I think I burned up my little rechargeable fan yesterday. I've had that thing maybe 3 years, maybe more. I bought it on sale at Walmart on the clearance shelf after the summer one year. I think I paid $7 for it. It's run well, it's had a good life. I may have plugged it into the wrong thing that might have pumped too much power into it, but it only runs for like about 2 minutes and shuts off. So I'm probably going to have to get some kind of rechargeable um, fan. Not that I have to have one, but it's nice to have a fan. And I mean, I had wanted a solar ceiling fan, but of course, it's the season to be using them. So they were expensive to start with. They were like $60 or $70. Well, now I noticed they're 109, and I was like, yeah, not doing that right now. Anyway, okay, so Leanna had said just chillaxing, listening while working on little projects outside. Hi, Beth, Kathy, 3 generations, Lisa, so nice to catch my breath. Oh, yes, I bet. Leanna, I know that you like to go your own speed, and that's wonderful that you can do that. Catherine, 2 doors on the dog kennel. Dirt Devil blows them up in the air. He didn't see him. One door hit his hand and cut it and broke his pointer finger on the left hand. 2 doors hit his left leg. I think she meant he's in a case, like as in not doing well. Anyways, um, okay, Iris, prayers for your family to come together again. If that's what is good for the all that is all, I'm fine with it. I just can't imagine that some of the family members would even entertain the idea. Some of my siblings, you, you, I was going to say you'd be surprised. Maybe you wouldn't. Um, they just didn't have the same experience growing up as the rest, as some of us did. You know, I heard somebody, maybe Gabor Mate, one time saying that, look, even though children grow up in the same house, they didn't live in the same house, they didn't have the same parents, they didn't have the same sibling, because each person's interaction with the thing, whether it was the house or the event or the whatever, is different. And so each individual had their own experiences with things. And so each we could have had totally different families and totally different ways of seeing it or experience it or believing of in what happened, or the truth is different for, and there were 6 of us kids in my family. So um I do understand, from my own interactions many years back, and one interaction on the phone around the time that my mother passed a few months ago. um those people just don't believe like I believe. And so I don't expect some of them to even uh, come around. You know, it's not a it's it's not a come around thing anyways, but I don't expect some of them to ever. uh we don't have anything in common. They, yeah, whatever. Whatever. But I'm open. Whatever happens, whatever's good for the all that is all, we'll deal with it. Okay, that's one of my hair sticks. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, whatever the great creator needs for the bigger picture is fine with me. I'll deal with it, even if it's hard. Good morning, Donna Kay. Thank you for all those waves and stuff. I appreciate that. By the way, be on the lookout. I posted a little video this morning. I haven't done that in a long time. Um, I don't know. I feel like things are beginning to be a little easier here, even though things are not really easy. Maybe simpler. Whatever. Uh, Donna Kay. Babs! Hi, Babs! Are you down near your family, Babs? I'm just expecting the answer to be yes. So, okay, so the shower house has a door. Okay, the whole shower house needs a up, but it's not enough finished for me to go thinking about buying 5 gallon buckets. Okay, not yet. Um, but it's almost. I mean, the floor's not done, but I have enough, almost enough paver, cement pavers, like garden pavers, little 12 by 12 squares. I have basically enough to take a shower in there easily. But I got a door. Let's turn the camera around, show you all. See, it has a door. And the catio is being worked on. The catio is on the left hand side. The gray box with the bubble window is the catio. I'm working on that. I'm trying not to move so I don't mess up the signal. The black tank on the other side of that door with that red thing hanging on it is my hot water right now, running through that black hose. And I brought it all the way inside for right now to the little foot pump. Yeah, the foot pump's leaking underneath the rubber part. I haven't taken apart to see what's happening. That's a little water on the stone. And then this little gizmo is a potting bench that's available on Amazon. Not sure, Beth, whether I put that in my store or not, but the stand folds flat for storage and stuff, but it's a little wobbly, a little wiggle, not bad. I modify. Oh, poop. Okay, I saw that. It scrolled like, what's the term? Okay, I know that term. It's there. Um, anyways, okay, putting the phone down, keep it where it is for the moment. Anyways, so okay, let me see. Iris, am I having a live tomorrow at noon? Why would I have a live tomorrow at noon? Talk to me about what you're asking about, Iris. Oh, maybe you came in while I was setting things. I'm not sure. I got a notification I was as you were looking me up this morning. I don't I did not set to live stream, so I wasn't planning that, Iris. Now, if some of you look, we could do this. If some of you who are members want a private live chat thing, we could plan one. That notification might have just been a glitch that came through as I was setting things up. Oh, Leanna saw it too? Oh, um, I did not plan that, guys. I will have to go. I can't go check it right now. But if that accidentally happened, then I will have to delete that because no, I was not setting one up for tomorrow. Oops. Sorry. Wiggle. Don't wiggle the phone, Miss Lisa. Okay. Okay, everybody saw the same thing, so I'm going to have to check that. Okay, so no, I was not planning one. Now, if you really want one tomorrow at noon, you tell me and I'll finagle. But we could do a more private something one day and talk about stuff that I don't want the whole world to know about. That could happen. So, for right now, I will check on that after our live is over with. Wow, I don't want that out there, but if I go messing with things right now, I'll lose you. So I don't want to lose you. Well, no more coffee. I don't have a drink close. The sun's on my shoulders. So Leanna knows I had quite a week. See, I don't remember how many weeks it's been since my car has been in the shop again. Because, like I said, I'll be without my car for a month because we had to send off the computer to be rebuilt. So I don't have my car. And it's sitting down in the sun. Darn it, right? Hi, Jer. So, yeah, so I'll be without my car. I think it's been 2 weeks since I've been without. The first week, I dropped it off on a Monday. On Tuesday, one of my neighbors texted me and said, "You want to ride with me up to the closest grocery store? I got to go anyways." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that would be great." So I stocked up with enough stuff that I knew I would be good for about a week. Now, some of y'all know with my health issues that for some time I had been carnivore and kind of strict. And that's all food that needs to be, is fresh food that needs to be protected in the weather. And it's hot right now, it's summer. And I recently sold that refrigerator freezer and got rid of a lot of my solar stuff because it wasn't giving me what I needed. And it was not making my life simple. And simple just works better for me. So anyway, so I returned, and y'all know I got that lovely Ninja cooler that I absolutely love. So I had gotten a week's worth of groceries. The only emergency food that was here in this off grid cabin situation was stored outside in a metal container that had been insulated. But I needed to use the insulation for something, so I knew the temperature had changed a lot in that barrel. And and most of the items that were in there as emergency food, I couldn't eat because I seemed to not be able to do any chemicals at all. So I couldn't eat that food, and I didn't have things that I had dehydrated or none of the good, just really super plain jerkies or anything like that because I'd had to use everything off and on. So I had basically a week's worth of groceries. And then I did talk to, the way I do things. I did talk to the great creator about the whole thing. And I decided I needed to test the emergency food that was here. I didn't know if I'd be okay. So I carefully, there was only a couple of canned goods, read the labels, was very careful. I tried rice. I washed it more than 3 times. I didn't put the apple cider vinegar in it like the video I shared, but I was going to. But I was like, no, let me wait a minute until I test vinegar because I've had like allergic to these things. So I tested the rice and I was okay. And then I was like, well, I wonder how often I can have the rice and be okay. And I had some organic, unbleached, non-enriched flour here. I tried some of that. I had a little butter left. I was kind of okay with a few things. I had some olive oil. I didn't react to it. So I tested some things, okay? And I got through a week right up until Leanna will know this really well because I texted her. But I think I want to say right up until like Thursday, and I started stressing over the fact that I didn't have any food here at all. Spices, salt. I was like, well, I can put spices in water and drink it. I could live on black coffee. I could live on salt water. I could fast. I'll be okay. So I think but it was like Wednesday and Thursday. I was kind of stressing a little bit. And I had placed a couple of Amazon orders, and the Amazon orders had some food items in it that I thought I could be okay with that would be dry, like emergency food stuff. And then Thursday, Friday afternoon, I don't remember. Jess came by uh, and was helping me with projects. And just before he left, I kept getting this thing: don't ask for help. Wait until I send it. Wait until it comes to you. And then you can take the help. And don't be picky about the foods. Test more stuff. So whatever comes to you, accept it and try it. And I was like, okay. I'm not like hearing this stuff. I'm just telling you, it's like this feeling I had, this intuition, this, I don't know what to call it. But anyway, so that's what I did. I just waited. And Jess was here and he said, "Hey Lesa, if you get a grocery list and some money together, I have to go do laundry tomorrow, and I'll pick you up some groceries and drop them off for you. And you need ice, right?" I was like, "Oh, thank you God, because I would love a cold drink about now." I had not had a cold drink with ice in it in days, like 4 days or something. I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." So I took the time. I came in. I made a list. I remembered to put on it because the grocery store he was going to, I have an app and a phone number, and the app and phone number gives me discounts specific to me, more or less. I have to like set a thing on the phone. It's not like the market down in St. John's. It's Sanders. Great deals. Anyways, so I put on the list, and then I redid the list. And then I was about to hand it to him, and I got, "Do that list again, make it more simple." Okay. So I did the list a third time or something, and then went ahead and gave him, it was a plastic baggie, but whatever, with I think $80 and my list. And I happened to have cash because I was like, "Jess, I know you use Cash App. You want me to, you want the cash or you want Cash App? Because this will be like all the cash I've got." Um, anyway, so he was like, "Cash, please." Okay, so I gave him that and just let it go and just waited. Well, he didn't come. Friday, he didn't come in the morning. The other guy that was supposed to come Friday morning has my post office box key, and he'd been to the post office. I knew that. And so I knew that when he showed up, there would be something for cream for coffee, so I wouldn't be quite so hungry, and something else. I had ordered 2 small things in an order with like a new solar light to put out here that has a motion sensor on it. Anyway, but so, oh guys, please remember the 3 uppercase Qs because I'm kind of not paying attention. I just noticed things are moving, but I wasn't paying attention. So I knew he had picked up the packages. I thought he was coming Friday morning. So it was 1 o'clock Friday afternoon when he contacted me and said, I'm really sorry. I got involved in this other project and I can't get to you yet. It might be tomorrow. And I went, well, okay. All right, God, if that's what you want. All right. I'll just wait. Okay. So, so and Jess had the list and Jess was gone. Jess's phone only works when he's near Wi-Fi. So I didn't hear from him at all Friday at all. And I don't I think it was Friday. Anyways, and today's Sunday. So I think it was, I have never, I don't think ever had anybody show up here at night before. I don't think I've ever had that. Well, maybe way back with a camp out thing, but that's ancient history. But I mean, like, it was 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night when Jess showed up on Friday. And I just went, whoa, oh my gosh, before I go to bed, I'm having cold water. So, and I put the groceries away and, thanked him. And he was, he was great about it. Put the receipts in the, in the little thing. He said, by the way, I took $5 for gas. And I was like, did you need more for gas? And he goes, no, I was going anyway. So I took 5 for gas. I was like, you're sure? Yes, I'm sure. So, I didn't even look at the envelope until the next day. So, I put the groceries away. I put the ice in he got me 1 block of ice and 1 bag of ice with cubes. And so the cubed ice I can put in my half-gallon double wall stainless jug. And it takes more than 3/4 of the bag. And that'll keep really well for days and days and days. And I get to drink cold water off of it as it's, sitting around. But the stuff in the cooler also gives me many, many days. I can get almost a week with 2 blocks of ice. Now I only got 1, but that was because I didn't ask him to get me a lot of meat. I asked him to go to Dollar General and to try to get Wendy's duck jerky. There wasn't any, he couldn't get it. And to get me white rice, um, jasmine rice. Wow, that doubled in price, but whatever. But that jasmine rice has no extra ingredients, so I able to eat that. So I had him just get 2 of those, and I forgot what else. But at the other store, the groceries he got me, I knew from my app that they had a sale on short ribs, beef short ribs. And so I said, hey, if they've got them, there's a sale on them, would you get me a pack? And I knew that, like, I had a personal coupon with my phone number for 1 bottle of Pellegrino was going to be like 80 cents. And I was like, get that, I simplified the list pretty much. So he was able to bring me like 5 avocados, a package of short ribs. The short ribs were supposed to, he got them on sale. They were a $25, I think, package. And he got them with the sale tag on them that brought them down to $20. And then by using my phone number, I got them for $13. He didn't realize how cheap they ended up being. And I had texted him, and he texted me back sometime afterwards and said, I didn't realize that. I would have bought some for myself. I was like, yeah. So anyways, and so I cooked those yesterday. I took my thermal pot, the big thermal pot's inner stainless pot, put it on my portable campfire because I'm moving things around again. So I put it on the portable campfire with a little bit of charcoal and wood combination under it. And I braised them in a little bit of olive oil. And then once they were all like browned really good, I went ahead and put water and dehydrated big onion chunks, the bigger chunks that I had done recently. And 3 of those fermented coffee beans, for some reason, some bay leaf, white pepper, salt. I had some rock salt, that's Himalayan rock salt or something I threw in. And and coriander seeds. So I put all those things in and just covered them, and let it boil. And once it came to a boil, I put the pot inside the thermal outer part. And for supper last night, that was still like boiling hot. And so Wendy has had more bones than I put about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in it as well. So to me, this created this great beef broth, but like bone broth, as well as the meat to eat. And because we hadn't had any like really good meals, or flavor or anything in over a week, um, I went ahead and we ate as much as we wanted. I probably ate 4 of those short ribs, and Wendy just has bones all over the place right now. So we've been real happy enjoying that. And I've got this big pot of bone broth that I put it all on the campfire again this morning and reboiled it. That's one way to keep things in the heat, is that you never put a utensil that has been in your mouth in it. Never. Only use clean utensils. And you boil it in the morning and you boil it in the evening and never touch the lid. And if you do that consistently, you can keep it up to, now you got to be careful with this information, up to like 7 days. But in order to get it to 7 days, you got to keep adding salt to it. And then by the very end of it, it's very salty. And so I'm not doing that process, but I'm not planning for it to be in that very long. See, I gave away the stone floor out here on the screen patio. I have, with my MS, I have dropped too many cannon jars. And so, and they broke, and then it's a mess, and then I got to clean up the glass. So I gave away all my cannon jars. So I texted the girl the other day and that I gave them to, and I said, so I may need to be an Indian giver and ask for some back. And she goes, oh, I don't care. I absolutely will make sure you get what you need. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I said, but I think what I'll have to do is order some of the silicone sleeves to put on them so that at least it's less a mess if I accidentally drop one. I mean, I never meant to drop them, but plastic doesn't work for some things. Anyways, so I would like to put some of that bone broth down in the cooler. Yes, when I put the block of ice in the cooler at night, thank you God that it came at night, I did put the coolie packs in there. They'll help that temperature stay cool. But once I get some of the bone broth into some kind of container that is watertight enough that I can put it down in there, I don't really have like even a Ziploc bag that I can maneuver that. But anyway, I mean, I have Ziploc bags, but the liquid in Ziplocs doesn't work that good. But anyways, some of that bone broth, if I can't use it if I can't get it into the cooler quickly, like this afternoon, tonight, because I have to have it cooled down and everything too, this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow morning kind of thing. If I can get it in the cooler, I can keep it a lot more days. If I can't get it in the cooler because I don't have any cannon jars, any jars that are glass at all, I'm not sure how I can maneuver it to keep it. And so at some point, it either becomes Wendy gets to have lots of it, or it just goes in the compost. But hopefully I get to use some of it first. I might for dinner tonight make, okay, so part of the, I never finished that part of the story. But anyways, so Justin came last night about 7:30 at night. And so Justin is the one who had gotten my mail for me and was able to get the Amazon packages. And I didn't realize it, but I mean, I realized it. I ordered some extra stuff once Thursday showed up because I was like, I need some more dry stuff here that I can actually eat, that I'm safe with, that I can be okay with. And so I need to fix my emergency food storage. That's really, really, really important. And I talked to Leanna about the whole situation because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do because I just can't eat this stuff. And so I got to have stuff here that I can eat. So it's going to have to be stuff for me, not for the rest of the world. So, which makes sense, but it's like, so, so I had placed one more Amazon order either late Thursday or early Friday. Anyways, the stuff was shipped from Albuquerque, and evidently Justin was in town late in the day and went to pick it up. He got all of that stuff that I had just ordered. Millet, which I am safe with, dehydrated lentils. I don't know if I'll be okay with them, but I got them anyways. Not the hard beans because I don't have a pressure cooker and it's hard to cook the hard beans. And a pressure cooker would help, but I'm not ready to buy one yet. It's a thing. It's a thing. With my propane and my low income and my whether I'm cooking on wood or I'm cooking on charcoal or it depends on what day it is, right? Um, so all that stuff came yesterday. So okay, and in between I decided I'm going to start making kombucha again. But to make kombucha, I need a glass jar. I could use this big cold drink jar I have, but I can't find a SCOBY. So I'm going to have to make my own SCOBY, which is okay, but I need a jar to make the SCOBY in. So I've asked for some of that. So, so where am I at with this? But so it's been a little thing. But tonight for dinner time, I might cook millet in beef broth. Then it'll be in a more solid form that can go into a Ziploc bag, and then that can go into the cooler and keep and be meals that are pre cooked. So I might do that. But, anyways, it's a process. So then I was looking at, okay, so this problem I had with my old storage, I just solved that problem. I'm not going to take you out there yet to show you, but I've got an aluminum trash can. That's what was insulated before. But the problem I had was the shapes of things going down inside of it and the insulation. It just was a makeshift way of keeping stuff, and it just didn't work well. And I finally figured out what to do. So, Shadow Wolf, I see your name. So, I have I have I saw something that distracted me. Um, I have a smaller, I think it's a 10-gallon, looks like a aluminum trash can, Barron's is the brand name. I think mine's 10-gallon that at one point was just keeping cat food in it. But anyways, it fits inside the big one. That will allow me to have a space that's clean and neat enough. But it has a nice wide space that I can insulate. And I have a couple of old sleeping bags that there's nothing really wrong with them, but they're sleeping bags. And I could stuff those sleeping bags between the two. And I already found some 3-inch styrofoam I'd been saving. And so I put that in the bottom and put the little trash can inside the big one. I'm going to be able to insulate this really well. And that should help avoid so much of the temperature change. That's what's been affecting any storage of food is that the temperature changes are so great that it's hard. And yes, I could bury the can in the ground, but once the metal's in contact with the ground, it can rot faster. It can rust and rot and whatever else. But it'll be so low in the ground, I'll have trouble reaching this stuff to get it out. So this way, I ought to be able to store it like behind the shower house. And I think what I'd like to do is create 3 of these. I have one. So I think over time I can create 3 and I can start ordering things like millet and stuff. Um, and store them inside. Because it's all metal, I should be able to store them and insulated with 2 or 3 inches of insulation. I should be able to store them in their store packages or their shipping packages. So, a thing of coffee would fit down in there. The bags of millet will just fit down in there. And then getting them out, not so hard, easier to clean the thing. And so I think this is a good idea. And then on that back side, even though it's the south side, it's kind of in a little cove of trees. So it'll be protected. The rats can't get in it. The rodents can't get in it. The ants can't get in it. So, but what I'll do is I'll build or make some kind of shade cover for those cans so that there's not really any place for the rodents to build nests around them, but it'll even further shade them. Even if it's just shade cloth that I can, pull in and out when I need to get in it to open it. But I think this is a good idea. Trying to keep it budget friendly and simple and all that kind of stuff. But I need to have long-term food storage here that's safe. And even the cabin, even the temperature changes pretty drastically inside sometimes. Some days this last week, inside the cabin has been 95 degrees. That's hot. We're okay. Things that I've been doing, is dunking a bandana or something in water and putting it around my neck. Making sure Wendy's belly gets wet and using that evaporative cooling of I most of the time have a little breeze here. And so as long as there's a little water on you, you can get cooled down. So for me with the MS, the heat is hard on people with MS. And I was really close to having heat stroke one time. So I understand that makes it easier for you to have troubles in the future. So kind of whether that's true or not, I try to be careful with the heat. I know that if the sun is right on the top of my head, I can get I can almost pass out of sleep. So I'm just being careful with these things. So let's see what else. And I just blew up the fan, or it just died of age because it was cheap. Gel's comments and see if there are more uh, uppercase Q's for me to talk about because I haven't been paying attention to you guys. I just see your comments scrolling back by my eyes. But whoops. Okay, I saw that one. So let me get down here. Knowings. Yes, I sometimes call them knowings as well. I like that. I just didn't know what to use for other people because I haven't had that conversation with many people, but like knowings. So I've been slowly working with knowings. And so I'm moving the gardens that had started. I always thought they were too close to the house. It just was annoying me, to be honest. But I couldn't figure out where they were supposed to be. And then the other day it dawned on me where they supposed to be. Maybe I was just supposed to wait, right? But now I know where they're supposed to be, so that's a little thing. And yeah, I need some more new fencing, but make do with what I got until the knowing hits, right? Um, and I'm going to move the gate that's near my water tanks is moving closer to the cabin again. I like that better. And I remembered, now some of you saw this last week, but I remembered what the original idea for my bed was. And so I'm back to that. And I am getting ready to plan for that. I don't know what it's going to cost me yet. I have not done the budgeting piece, but basically, those two west windows that always get hot that I talk about a lot, it's on the side, like the same side of the cabin as the shower house is on. Okay. On that side, there's two windows together. It's the only place where there's two. There's shorter windows. That's going to get a hole cut out. And then, sort of like you would build a bay window with a window seat, we're going to bump it out the size of a king size mattress. So that has to be built with its own roof and its own foundation enough, right, to hold it up. And but I don't need a permit for it because it's just a bump out. And it's going to be 24 inches off the floor because a regular bed height is between 24 and 30 inches. Okay. And so the opening inside is something like 5 foot by, I don't remember, maybe 5 foot high by 5.5 foot wide or something like that. I don't remember, to cut the windows out. Okay. And then the size of a king size bed will be the platform, but it will have its own roof, like a shed style roof. So that sticks out in away from the cabin. What, 6.5, 7 feet, something like that. And so that'll be fine. But when we do it, I'm going to super insulate that west wall because that west wall has been a problem with the heat and those windows. So I don't know if I'm going to put any windows in that bed, cupboard bed at all. But that's the plan. And so I need to, look up the cost of the lumber and the siding and the roofing and it'll probably be a next year project, but wow, will that make the cabin just way cooler. And I don't have to put a king size mattress in there unless I want to. I could sleep on anything. I could start by just sleeping on my camping stuff. Oh, speaking of that, by the way, I think I have somebody who is going to barter for that brand new tent that I had, that $600. So, so that's what's happening with. Oh, hi, Mary. I see that you're here and driving. Stay safe, please. So that's what's going to come, but that'll probably be next year because that's going to be a bigger expense. And I can't do any big expenses until I find out what's going on with the tracker. And I haven't heard from anybody. I know the tracker's sitting down at the shop and it's in the sunshine. So just, I feel out of control because I am. And I just have to wait. So that's the way it is. I see Jeremy made a comment. I don't see uppercase Q's, but I see that comment about your Yukon. You went on a 300-mile trip? Wow. You don't do that very much. Cool. Does that mean something happened to Betty? Okay, uppercase Q's. Barron's is a great brand for galvanized cans of all sizes. Yes, they are. And they're kind of, Tractor Supply, ranch, farmer supply stuff. And so they are a good company. And so I tend to like theirs. Home Depot carries them. Tractor Supply carries them. So I won't buy them off of Amazon because they cost more money. But I probably will maybe one a month or something for a couple of months. so that I just have a hunch that three of those would be good. And so we'll work with three. Um, and I'll just try to, I think the big trash can's like $35 or something at Home Depot. And I don't remember what I paid for the little one. I haven't really looked for them. Probably got it at Tractor Supply, but don't remember. Um, I might have got it at Home Depot. I don't know, but I'm thinking in the $25 department. So it's a little bit of investment, but once I get it done and they're insulated well, we should be gold on that. And then I can just slowly stock them, even if I have to start by, wow, that jasmine rice 2 months ago was $1 a bag. It's $1.60 a bag now. But the point being that I can slowly just get a couple extra, put them in, you know, get a little extra dog food or dog treats and put them in there and just don't touch it. And not never touch it because you need to manage it by rotating it so that it's not too old and that you're checking and stuff like that. But I need to do some of that and make sure I'm safe here. I mean, I'm so blessed to finally have plenty of water here, and soon I'll turn that black barrel that right now is the hot water for the moment, but soon I'll be turning that into the filter tank. And or I think I'm turning that into the filter tank. Wait. 1 million. Wait, how did he do it? 1 million. He did it upside down. This way. $1 million, right? Okay. I've watched some silly movies over the years. Anyway, I do have that blue barrel that's still here, and that could be the filter barrel. I just don't like the color of it with everything else that's going on. But there's ways to change the colors on a barrel. And there's ways to actually, you can take boards or pool noodles and paint them and put it around, and you can make it look like something else. Maybe I should use the blue barrel for the filter barrel. Just the problem with that blue barrel is I don't have a spigot down low. And because it's only got the little bungs up on the top, I don't know how to get a spigot down low on it, which would be like useful. We'll wait on that. But anyways, okay, let me keep going. Oh no! So the Land Cruiser threw a belt and took out the. No! You love that truck. Oh, I'm so glad you have something. Okay, I'm scrolling through you guys' comments. I'm looking for three uppercase Q's so I can talk about that. And I don't, because otherwise I get stuck in your comments, right? Because I want to be in the middle of this too. Um, wow. Okay. Uppercase Q's. Don't see any. Okay. I guess there's none. So who's the Simply Me and what are you all about? Did you get that because you knew about me being Simply Lesa and I'm Simply Me in a couple other places? Um, so I've been working a lot on the shower house. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Somebody give me some more uppercase cues so I know what to talk about. Working a lot on the shower house. I'm also working on organizing and restacking my wood piles because they're in the way. Um, Jason and Melinda are coming back to visit soon, and they need to get into that camp space that's over there, and they can't get in it. So I have asked somebody if they would like to barter, and in order to help me get that project done, and they do. So hopefully we get that done pretty quickly. So I keep, as I'm able, I keep moving cement block stacks over there, and old scrap wood that I'm cleaning up. We're using, to make the edges to hold the logs on. Um, it looks like I'm gonna need. So I have one rack that's, I think it's 14 feet long, but it's narrow. It's only one stack of wood wide. Um, I think I think I'm gonna need about five of those. So I'm kind of scrambling on some of that. Oh, cool, Simply Me. Simply Me, if you would humor us, please, and use the three uppercase Q's. Um, I have, so I started living in vans in 1978. My ex husband didn't like to pay rent. And I didn't like the landlord showing up and yelling at me. So, um, and then I lived in different vehicles and traveled all over. And good for you that you have a cabin in Louisiana. That's wonderful. But I bet it's hot. And are you near some of the swampy areas of Louisiana or not? Oh, Houston. Houston's a hard place with the heat. Yeah, that's a hard thing. Um, but I feel for you. I'm glad you're here. Um, cool. Oh, your name is Nettie. Okay. So Beth said, "Simply Me Journey has been around since January 2013. Nettie has similar content. Birds of a feather. Cool, cool. Thanks, Beth. Um, I've had so many things happen, and it always feels like. Remember, feeling is not truth, but it always feels like it just happens, and it's like it feels like it's years and years and years, because sometimes, well, oftentimes for me, Lesa, they back to back stuff happening, and so it feels like it's been years and years and years and years and years, and it's nothing. um or not nothing, but like in the case of the engine blowing, I thought it was 3.5 years, because it was, first it was this thing, then it was the other thing, then it was the blue hoopty car, then it was the other thing, then it was the, I couldn't get groceries, then there was the, I'm stuck up here, then it was the snow, then it was the, I can't get the wood in, oh crap, oh I don't have the stuff to split it, there was it, then it was, I don't know what it was, then it was, oh I got a job, oh then I don't have a job, then I, oh, and we don't know why I got fired, and then anyways, and it's only been 2 years. I thought it was like 3.5, 4 years, because it feels like that. So sometimes those things, happen to us in the world. And yeah, since let's see, I met Bob 2010, and so like I know Bob, and I know Terry, postcards from Terry. I know her really well. I know a lot of people really well, but I also have a tendency to kind of stay to myself a lot, because I don't agree with everybody, and and my belief system kind of keeps me a little bit separate. But whatever, it's all good, right? Oh, Bernie. Hi, Bernie. Guys, if you'd use the uppercase Q's so I can read your comments, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, okay. So yeah, I just a lot of my life right now is just kind of waiting for the knowings to show up and doing what's in front of me in the moment. And yes, you can't see this, but yes, I have a pile of sorting and work stuff that I'm working with. Jess was here. I forgot what day that was. I told you, but I forgot what day. Thursday, Friday. Anyway, um, but Jess is coming back Monday. So he was like, I'm leaving this on the table because I'll need it Monday. I'm going to leave this thing here because I need it Monday. I was like, all right, all right. So, yeah, so Monday, I don't know what I'm going to get done this afternoon. I thought about trying to work on the catio. It depends on how that, because the more of that I could get done, the less that Jess has to work on that. It would be good. This chair leans back an awful long ways. I I would love a pillow, but I don't want to go in the house right now because I don't want to sit back that far. Uh, trying to keep Wendy safe. She's doing really good. Oh, in the box with, I can't show you these things. I could walk into the cabin. Let's try it. Let's try walking the cabin. Okay. Um, but it's cool that I got the hand wash sink in the shower house, so you can actually. Okay, when Jess comes, he forgot the plumbing glue. My plumbing glue got dried up or something, or froze over the winter or something. I don't know. It wasn't any good, anyways. But or we used it all. I don't remember. But he said, "Yeah, that's bad. That's gone." Um, so he's got to bring the glue. But we got the hand wash station in the shower house and the shower stuff all in, except for this orange drink jug, which is going in there sometime today. Uh, jug with warm to hot water from any of the sources where I get it, or I can just boil water and put it in there, and it'll keep water hot for a number of hours. And so then I just have my USB rechargeable um, shower pump thing. And I figured out what I was doing wrong with it. You have to hold the button down for a count of three for it to come on. And I kept going, why can't I do this? I had to open up the directions and read it again. Sometimes read the directions is worth it. And so then it's like, okay, so one, two, three, now it'll run. Okay. So, but that's why I got that orange jug. So that'll go in the shower house as the hot water for shower. Let me check. Let me check the battery life. No, with that, yes, buffering. So, uh, the hand wash sink, I can take my dirty dishwater and dump it in the hand wash sink. But Jess will glue that together Monday. Then I can put the dirt back over the hole and I can fix the floor. Now I need a few more paver blocks, but I'm not making a trip to Home Depot yet. So, yeah, if somebody's got some they're getting rid of, wonderful. If not, I'll just wait till I can go. But I'm not ready for them yet. They're not. That's a. I still haven't messed with that stove much. But other stuff comes first sometimes. So here we go. Look, there's Wendy. No, I didn't make my bed. There's the pile of this stuff I got from Amazon. But it's neater in here. Yes, I have that to clean up still, but it's cleaner and neater. And all the solar stuff's over the big fan. That big fan, I can't run it right now. I'm doing, but I don't know whether I want to run it either. There's that factor. But yes, it's neater, cleaner. I have the stools at the little table. Yeah, the step stool's still here because I need to get back up to fix the curtain rod. I didn't quite get it back where it belongs because I couldn't with my leg. Anyways, yeah, my closet's a little messy, but hey, we're doing good. So I needed peanut butter and nobody was around where I could get any. So I got peanut butter powder because it will keep, but that's for the rat traps. I got some dehydrated lentils as an emergency food. I need to test them and make sure it's going to be okay. I needed an enamel butter dish because butter melts in the heat and goes everywhere. So this is a nice size with a bamboo lid on it. And no, Beth, I have not put any of these items on the store. Okay. Turn it around because I can't do this with one hand. Okay, whoops. I have to lean it on something. Y'all know I broke my tripod. So it's a little butter dish with a I like this part of it that it has a knobby thing, but it's a bamboo lid. Oh, well, that's the brand name. I didn't notice that. That's the butter side of it, but it's enamel, and so it can get as greasy as it wants with butter. That'll be nice because you know that butter helps us regulate our hormones, right? So we got that. And then I got millet. But I got the put that up there behind y'all. I got the solar driveway alarms and the receiver part that comes in the cabin so you can hear if somebody's coming down the road. It really is rechargeable USB. So this will go somewhere by the door. I'll probably put it right above the clock once I charge it and get it all set up. But that just came. So that was in the stuff that I got last night about 7:30. It was after dark. It's weird to when you haven't had lights coming in the dark. It's kind of weird to have headlights coming in. And then I got, okay, this is not really emergency food, but I used to love ramen. This isn't cheap. I just got to say that. But it's not horrible either. Organic millet. The only ingredient is millet. And they're ramen noodles. They have no flavoring. Oh, speaking of that. No, I want to do the other thing and be responsible, but boy, would it be good to feel like I had a bowl of pho tonight with all that bone broth I have. I might do that for my own dinner, but yeah, this was what size box is this? Well, it's the 12. It's the box of 12 anyways. But you know, no lectins, no, I don't know what to say, but it's not flour. It's gentler on your digestion. It feeds your gut bacteria. It's a little healthier. Millet grows almost anywhere in the world. I have wanted to grow it here. I have not sowed seed. But when bird seed grows on its own, it's off to millet. So I got that. I got the new, these guys have to move over. I have a drink cup sitting close. Flat Pellegrino. This is the ceiling light for the back patio. And you guys know, maybe you don't, but some of you know that my standard when I'm hunting for these solar electronics is that I want them to be $30-ish. Okay? I don't want to spend 50. So 30-ish. And I want them to have remote controls because that's convenient. And they need to have their own solar panels. So this is the light itself. I'll open it in a minute. And that even looks like it's a holder for the remote. That'll be nice. So it has its own solar panel, see, that gets mounted on the roof. And then, see, I used to, when I first started coming here, before I bought the place, wow, was it hard to be here in the dark. So all my stuff has its own solar panels. That way, if, like a lot of people put in $20,000 solar systems, I'm never going to do that, guys. That's my low-tech side, okay? But I'm never going to do it for another reason. If everything's plugged into that solar system and something goes down, everything goes down. And I don't want to deal with that. And I don't want to be up here in the dark. Because when it's dark, it's dark. Not when it's full moon or new moon or whatever. But when it's dark, it's dark. So all of these, and it's easier for me to replace something if one thing goes bad, but not everything goes bad, right? So this one I got, so it hooks to the solar panel by a cord, okay? And I made sure, so it's a flush mount for up in the ceiling. It has an on-off switch and the remote and its motion sensor, which I really wanted, because even if often, I don't know that it'll work this way with this one, but often, even if a rat walked through, it would turn the light on and scare the rat. That would be nice. Anyway, so I'll be having fun working on putting this up soon. And it was nice of them to give us a bracket. The old set, back when I was first getting this kind of things, you couldn't always get a bracket for the roof. They often were just the panel and a little metal bar or something. What else did I get? Oh, I got these. But you can't see what these are this way. So I found a cover for the grill. So some of you know I bought a used grill that's in really, really good shape. I've got to tighten all the bolts up on it, and I've got to get some grill paint and make it look good. But I got a UV wind. I haven't opened it yet. I don't know that. Now you can't see. UV wind, rain, snow cover to go over it, to protect it, because the weather up here is crazy. And then I might have paid $10, I might have paid $15 for this. I don't know. They didn't pay a lot. But this one was less than $10. This one is a cover for my portable fire pit. Now, not Donna Kay. Who was it? It might have been Donna Kay. Really liked my portable fire pit because it has the grill you can cook on. So you can put charcoal in it and cook on it. This, I measured. This is going to fit. Plus it has a drawstring to go around the legs so the wind can't get under it, pull it off. So these should be nice to protect things, and it should allow me to leave those things set up, which is the goal. So I don't have to take them down all the time. So that's that. Woohoo! Okay, what else we got going on? So now I have all that stuff all out here. And yeah, I got, this time, this is not a brand that I don't know how good this millet's going to be, but it should be fine. There's only so much that happens with millet. But it was like under $5, and I could use my EBT card. And that's why I bought this one as opposed to a different one, because I had a limited budget to work with for that. Okay, Wendy, I let's hope I don't want to lose the connection and have you guys buffering. Hi to everybody. Oh, and thank you. Let's see, it was Robert and Nancy who bought the last batch of buffalo, water buffalo ears that you love to chew on. We need some more duck jerky. I don't think I put duck jerky in the wish list. I have an Amazon wish list. I might not have put it on the wish list, but she needs some duck jerky. We can't get it locally right this minute. All right, let me turn you all back around. And then I'm gonna, it was getting hot on the porch. Um, okay. Yeah, I already saw those comments. I'm looking for uppercase Q's again, guys. Oh, did Jeremy leave? I see that. Bye, Jer. Oh, Iris going too? Okay. Bernie, millet ramen noodles sounds delicious. That's what I thought. I've had them before, but the last time I bought them, they were like, they were new, a new product. And I think the last time I bought them, I paid like $10 for a box of five. And I was like, that's so expensive. But it would be so nice to have something, I don't know, something different and familiar. And I don't know what. I don't know what I wanted. So I had bought one and I tried them and I was like, oh, can I have these more? And then I couldn't afford them. Oh, I should have grabbed a pillow because this chair sits back too far. Hang on, I'll be right to you. Let me get a pillow. I need this pillow, baby. I have not brought all my stuff. Okay, my storage is almost empty on purpose. So you guys remember I got these from Dollar General, and I love the color because it's that blue green. Blue green. It's about the blue green. Anyway, there we go. That's a little better. It could be about like this more, but it's okay. It's better. Um, I, but my storage has one duffel bag in it, and I think it's got like four more of these pillows. I just haven't taken that out, but I'm close because I'm that close, like cleaning up and finishing up. I gotta move a piece of the fence on this side. I can show you this way. I gotta move from right over there in that. Okay, where's my finger? Right in that spot right there. I gotta move that post and push it out a couple of feet. And then that garden bed thing, that metal thing in the back, that galvanized metal thing in the back, is going to move up here, like in that spot behind there. That whole piece of fence is bad, and I really need a new roll of fence, but at $85 for a roll, that's going to have to wait. I can just move part of the fence and posts and make it work for now and get the garden beds in there. I like that one there. I need to lower that end is a little high, so I need to lower that end. But we're going to fix the fence and then put the garden beds along there. And then when I can afford the $85 for a roll of new fence, I will do that as the next piece of new fence to repair. Not repair, but to replace the old fence with new fence. That's where I'll do that the next time when I can afford it. Okay. So I just keep, with the knowings, just waiting until I know what's the next thing to do. And that's what I work on today as I can. Now, no, you can't see it. I'm like, but it's getting hot. I'm starting to be sweaty. Usually by about 12 or 1 is when 11, between 11 and 12. Okay. I want a cold drink if I have ice. And so I'll make a cold drink or I'll just have cold water or something. And then if then often by 2 o'clock. See, I'm at 6,500 feet in elevation. So, with it being that high elevation, I basically, the night times are between 58 and 60 something, right? Barely 60 is pretty common nighttime temperatures. So, it's pretty cool and almost cold. So, I need a shirt when I first get up in the morning. And so having hot coffee in the morning is nice because it's so cold in the morning, or cold. And so, but about 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when it feels the hottest to me and seems to be to Wendy. If she's too hot, she'll be laying on her side panting. And sometimes she'll come to me. Once she brought me her bandana, and she dragged it right over, and she has a way of showing me that she needs water and stuff like that. But she will sometimes go out and stand in the pond, but because I don't have a recirculating pump on the pond right now, it's kind of stagnant and having bugs and stuff. And I got to fix that too. Probably next month I'll buy a solar water pump thing and work on that pond bird bath thing. But for the moment, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when we're getting bandanas, and I'm hunting to see if there's some video I want to watch. And we're just in the shade of the cabin with the doors open, like that door's open right now. And if the fan runs, then I'll run the little fan, the little rechargeable one. The big fan somebody gave me, and I was going to sell it because I don't really have a way to run it. But anyway, well, I don't think it'll run on that little battery pack. I should check. I have no idea what the wattage is on that fan. Not a clue. I don't think I ever looked. I'll have to check that. But anyway, because sometimes I'm surprised if the wattage is low, it'll run on that little battery pack as long as I got the battery pack full. Anyway, so by about 2, I'm getting wet bandanas and we're looking for a video to watch, or I'm playing solitaire on my phone, or something to just kind of sit still. And a couple of times it's been so hot that I just fell asleep. Now, I wouldn't say I passed out, but I have in the past passed out a time or two. Don't like that. But some of the plan is to, well, to get those 2 windows out of there. Once I build that bed and insulate that bed space well, I'll super insulate that bed space, like more than normal. I'll pay more for insulation for that west wall so that we don't have that problem the same. Because right now, when the sun hits that wall, it just makes that the whole cabin hot. And that's the thing. And it's the sun coming through the glass of those windows. So we'll change that up. But anyways, wow, okay, I've yacked and yacked and yacked. Oh, you're having buffering, Mary, sorry. There was some buffering. No, EBT is the food stamp card. I don't, is the food stamp card from the government. And so so you can use your EBT money and card on Amazon. So that's food stamps. You can use that on. Anyways. Oh yeah. Bernie's saying she made bread with millet, spelt, and rice flour. There you go. Oh, thank you about the pillows. Dollar General. And this year, right around just before 4th of July, they had red, white, and blue ones. Had I still been working at the shop, I was going to get some for the chairs at the shop, but I don't work there anymore. And since I don't work there anymore, Charlie found a new counter for inside the office. It's red, it's beautiful, it looks good. And I guess Kelsey bought some camp chairs. I don't think that kind of camp chairs is the best, but you know what? It looks nice when you go there. And that's part of what you need. So, Beth, this is frustrating. The link is blue clickable for me, but not for y'all. Sorry about that, Beth. I don't know what's going on. Um, Millet noodles you bought in Amazon with EBT. I can't remember if the millet noodles were EBT or my cash money, but the millet grains were EBT. The millet, the dehydrated lentils, the peanut butter powder, the date syrup, which to me tastes like molasses. Those were all, oh, and I got a little bit of coffee. Those were all EBT order. Mm-hmm. Bernie, I'm wondering if can make sourdough with mix of flour like I normally do for regular bread. Absolutely, Bernie. I did. I made sourdough successfully and made like English muffins, which is a pan bread, um, out of plantain flour. I've done it out of cassava flour and I've done it out of mixes. I never did one with rice flour, but I don't see why you can't. I I would just yes, yes, you can make sourdough with try you've seen my little bowls. They're 7-inch enamel bowls. Okay, some people would call them a cereal bowl size. Um, I have made just only that amount. Just put the flour and water in there, stir it. I use a chopstick just because it's easier to clean it off. Um, and stir it, put a cover over it, and I'm saying a cover, a loose cover, right? It can be a napkin. Okay, it can be a cloth napkin. It can be an enamel plate. This enamel plate fits over my 7-inch bowl perfectly. Okay. And so it makes like a cover. I put that on it because if the dough rises a lot, it'll just push the cover off. It's not sealed, you know. So and just set it somewhere, let it go, come back and check it, see if it needs a little more flour and whatever you're putting in it. But flour and water is enough to start it. Once it's bubbly, add some more flour and water. If you want it sweet, put some honey, some syrup, some date syrup, some anything. Put a sweetener in it, whatever you use, because you do you. You don't have to do me. I'm careful. I want my stuff to be more, I'm aiming more for animal based. So, fruit, which includes things like squash. And squash technically is a fruit. So, fruit and animal products. So, for me, the date syrup, fine. And actually, I don't have any reaction to it. I don't have a reaction to honey either. And so date syrup, honey, and see things like that, even though they'll keep for years and years and years, I don't want to have them out in the extreme temperature changes if I'm keeping them in storage for a long term. There's a different, okay, so this corner where the orange jug is, I really have planned to have a cabinet built there that will be up on legs so I can clean underneath of it. But I want a cabinet built where that can be the kitchen storage stuff. I don't think it needs to be a broom closet because I've thought of that. But I think I just want a little door on it that I can open. And so the everyday foods that I'm using all the time is right there. Plus the pots and pans and the dishes and the whatever is right there in that corner. That's what I want there. And that will keep things out of sight. And we may, I don't know, but we may line it with like roof flashing metal so that the rats and rodents won't chew into it. And but that should keep everyday stuff not cold, but like protected enough. You know, you're in it, so you're going to pay attention. So things like, I don't know right now, but the coffee I'm using today, right? The salt. Okay, this is not my favorite brand of salt, so I'm not showing off the front. Okay, they found there's a lot of heavy metals in this kind of salt, but I have this, so I'm going to use it, right? I'm going to use it up. But like this everyday salt could be in that cabinet, right? The spices for that I'm using in that cabinet. So but then the bigger amounts of stuff that is storage will be in the barrels in the back. That's where I'm going with this. So yeah, with different shelf heights. And then when I get canisters, because okay, because I'm getting ready to start trying to make kombucha again as well. So like right now, this is a canister. Somebody gave me a bunch of these. So this one, yes, is regular sugar, but this is for kombucha, okay? And so I don't need, but I want metal canisters when I replace these because the rodents won't get in them. That's why. But yes, the temperature changes will affect the canisters and the location where you store things. And so I hope I'm making sense. I think that I'm understandable and I'm articulating that comment pretty well. But basically a pantry cabinet is going to go in that space. And I only want it high enough so that there's a little space between the ceiling and the top of it so that when I have cats again, if a cat wants to lay up there, they can. Because there will be working cats here. There should be, by the time I finish up with the shower house and the catio, I should be able to enclose them completely in the shower house so that they can get to their food, but they can't get to outdoors at all. And I even have a litter box for them now. But that's for when working cats first come here to live here, that they can stay inside there protected for 2 weeks until they know they're at home. And then I can start to open it up and then they can come and go because there'll be an outside access through the feeding station. There's actually right now a tunnel from the feeding station into the cat bed thing, and then from the cat bed into the inside of the shower house. So they have lots of ways to get around in there. And I have a cat hammock that isn't hung. I need some cup hooks, but that'll get hung in one area. I have it all planned. So there's going to be cat hammocks. I've put up a bunch of shelves that they'll be able to climb on, and we can use the shelves, but we have to leave parts of the shelf open for them to climb on it because, you know, there'll be times when they knock stuff off the shelf, but there shouldn't be. The first aid kit's in there, right? The my hand soap, my tallow bar of hand soap is in my plastic travel container sitting on one of the shelves right now. It's that kind of thing. It's going to be that kind of thing. And the only things kind of on the floor will be the orange container won't be on the floor. It'll be on a stand up off the ground. But the orange jug for the shower water. Then I can't quite show you this way. I'll have to do a video to show you. But so the orange jug will be in there kind of on the floor. The two big compost and toilets are in there. Right now I have it with one toilet seat and the storage seat, which is the way I had to have it to get it approved. But I've already decided that we're going to make another toilet seat lid. And I'm just going to have a thing I put over the seat that says, this, don't use this one. We're using this one. Because you want one to sit for 5 months and then you empty it out and then you swap and use the other one. But I want both toilet seats. I don't want to have to move the seats. And then I need to attach the shower curtain rod to the ceiling so that when you go in to take a shower, you get to pull the shower curtain in a horseshoe shape, a U shape around you, which then the curtain is between you and the window that's in the door, the opening that's in the door. By the way, the door, that diamond shape in the door is hardware cloth, rat wire, and the window has screen in it. Of course, darn, I put that window in the wrong direction, but you know what? I like it that direction and tough. I do need to get a fan. I need to finish the vent. I'm going to put vent pipes from both toilets. The way they were set up, all the stuff was attached to the toilet seats themselves. And if I was going to swap seats, I'd have to have a flexible hose to I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to do 2 stink pipes straight out. So Jess is going to help me work on that too. I need to buy a piece of flexible pipe to get from the toilet seat over near a corner, and we'll do them 2 stink pipes. You guys get the drift. So that's where I'm going with that. And then that spot right there where that black, I'm going to put a plank countertop with 2 stools. Like, yeah, with 2 stools. So it'll be another place to and eat or whatever, but it also gives you a countertop to prepare food. I don't know what will be around the window. I haven't decided. But hopefully the pantry cabinet thing will just prevent it from being too cluttered in here. I don't like clutter. I think the stuff you own talks to you. Maybe not verbally, but every time you see the compost bucket for me right now, every time I see that, it's like, oh yeah, did I dump? I wonder how full that is. I ought to dump that. It's not speaking to me, but it's talking to me, and so your stuff owns you. And so I like to pick and choose. I like to keep it simple, yes, but I also am dealing with who I am. And I didn't know I was going to become this person, but I'm dealing with who I am. I'm dealing with what I can eat, what I can handle, and I don't see everything. And so, I'm grateful. I got to wash dishes the other day, and they're all washed, and I'm so grateful I was able to pull that water in. But at the same time, it's not perfect. It's not the most comfortable that it could be for Lesa, but I don't have a place to put those dishes, and so those dishes will go in that pantry cabinet too. And it's not that I don't have a place, but the way I pack most of those dishes, because a lot of them travel with me in my vehicles or whatever, when it's in travel mode, it's really tight and small and easy to maneuver, but you don't want to do that every single day of your life, putting them away that way. So that doesn't happen. Bleh. Okay, so new subject, guys, comments. I'm going back a little bit. How far back do I go? The millet noodle you bought. Okay, I read that one. Okay, Bernie. Bernie, wondering if you can make. I already told you that. Okay, I already answered that. Babs. Babs, please explain how to make sourdough starter from scratch. Sure, Babs. You'll get this. Use glass or use crockery, not just old ceramic, but you can use ceramic, okay? But use glass. Don't use wood because of mold mildew factors, and don't use metal, and don't use plastic, okay? So use glass or enamel, any size. You could make sourdough starter in your mug. Okay, my mugs are tall. You could make them in a little mug. You just got to pick how much stuff, because depending on the heat, it grows and gets taller, right? And it'll go out over. But if you're paying attention to it, if you want to make sourdough for tomorrow or 2 days from tomorrow, you could put 2 or 3 tablespoons of your flour in anything that is glass, plastic. Wendy, come quick. Wendy, Chipmunk, quick, quick, go get him. Chipmunk, go. Oh, he left. You have to go get him. Go outside. Go outside. Chipmunk. Here. It's your job. Go out your door. Go out your door. Here. Go get him. Go get him. He was over there. Go get him. Go get him. Come on. Go get him. It's your job. He's right here. Look. He went through there. Smell. Smell him. Go get him. Okay, she was taking a nap. And that chipmunk came right close. You better take your nap outside, Wendy, and watch for that chipmunk, because he'll come back. Get him out of here. We don't want him to eat the garden when I get it ready. Just watch for him. Wait and watch. Okay? Sorry. I'm sorry I distracted that conversation. So Babs, let me get back to this. So that's enough explanation about what to put it in. You're going to want to cover it, and to cover it you want a loose cover. So a loose cover can be a kitchen towel, well, not, it wouldn't be wise to use one that has like normal bath towel look, because that would get nasty, messy. You would not want to wash it. But like a cloth napkin, a bandana, it can be, like I said, it can be enamel on enamel. You know, this is enough of a cover. If the stuff gets too high, it'll push it up. Okay? It can be that simple a cover. It can be a paper towel and a piece of string, or this is like baker's twine, butcher's twine. I don't know. It's cotton. You could use this to tie a cover on it. It doesn't matter. If you're using a mason jar and you have a lid for a mason jar, just set it on it. Don't put it on it. Just set it over the top. Don't screw it on. Just set it on upside down. Doesn't matter. You're just trying to keep the bugs out, okay? You want the air to get into it. So, but the air could get into it that way. You want to set it. Okay, so you can start your sourdough starter. You could start your sourdough starter as simply as put a couple of tablespoons. You pick how much. You're doing you, remember? A couple of tablespoons of flour, of some kind of flour, in a cup. Put about twice as much water on top. Stir it. Now, I don't care if you stir it with metal. I really don't care. But I have bamboo chopsticks because they're easier to. Okay, wait a minute. Wendy's barking at something. Cuidate. Wow. The animals are coming closer today. But I have the gates closed so she can't get out. Anyway, put about twice as much water in it and stir it. Set your lid on it and put it in a dark-ish location. Kinda what I mean is by darkish, set it in the shade, not in the sunshine. Now in the winter, you might want to put it in the sunshine, okay? But put it kinda in the shade. It can just do its job. Leave it alone. You can look at it tomorrow. You can look at it tonight. You can look at it whenever you want to. But what you're looking for it to do is you're looking for it to get bubbly. It might take a few days. It might not take a few days. Depends on your weather. If you're in a climate controlled, yes, Wendy. If you're in a climate controlled environment, it'll take longer. Now, for me right now, I could do this and it's possible that tomorrow morning it's bubbly. Okay? And so as quick as tomorrow morning, you could make something with it. But if you want the sourdough flavor that a lot of people like, that kind of soury, you'll want to leave it more than just one night. If you want that flavor, let it keep working. Add flour to it. Add water. If you make a mistake and you put too much flour in it and it's kind of solid, it's okay. You can leave it that way. That's how the cowboys traveled with theirs. Okay? They would just make dough and make a plop, and they would hang on to a little plop of the dough until the next time they were ready to bake something. Okay? To make something. So cowboy sourdough is a whole other thing. But you could actually dehydrate it and it will make another batch start. But you don't have to save any of it because dependent on the temperature. And during the summer, it's nice and warm, especially where I am, right? So it doesn't matter what form it's in. If it's in the form of a ball of dough, it's just going to take more water to make it workable for whatever you're making. And if you were making pancakes and you had that ball of dough, you'd have to put a lot of water in it to make it the consistency you want for pancakes. Okay? So you might need to thin it out, the ball of dough part, right? You might need to thin it out and let it sit a couple of days so that you know it's bubbly again. Okay? And then make your pancakes. You don't have to save any of it. If you save the dirty bowl and the stuff dries on the inside, you could take those scrapings and it'll quickly make another batch. But you don't even need to do that. So just a couple of tablespoons of flour, any kind of flour. You could do it with potatoes. You can, well, that's a different, let me get into that where I was going to go, let me do that separate. But for sourdough, okay, flour, the amount of flour, double the amount of water, loosely covered where the air can get to it, set it in the shade, leave it until it's bubbly, and then start using it, or just use it. And if you use it all up, just do it over again. What's the big deal? You know, me personally, how often am I going to eat a pancake? You know, depends on whether I have company or not, right? But I know that I can make the dough for the pancakes within a couple of days. So even in the worst cold temperature, because I can put something under the edge of the wood stove and within a couple of days, it's all bubbly and doing its thing anyways. So that's sourdough, people. It's that simple. They make a whole process out of, oh, you gotta measure it like this, and you gotta only put this much. Oh, it's science. Oh, it's guys. When people were trying to stay alive in a survival situation in history, that's where sourdough came from, okay? So you do whatever you got to do to make that bubble, but you don't even have to do anything to do that. It happens all by itself. Now, if it gets blue, purple, furry, just at least scrape it off. But I'm the kind of person that I would scrape that off and put it in the compost bucket, and the stuff that was left, I would cook with. Okay? It's just like scraping the fur off good cheese. You scrape off the fur, the dog can eat it. Okay? But the cheese is still good. I'm just saying. That's so. Okay, Babs, I need to go see if you are asking more questions. But that's how easy it is to make sourdough from scratch. Flour and water. Now you can do things to it. But that's how simple it is. It's the same thing with kombucha. Yeah, I've been looking for a SCOBY. Nobody's got one. No big deal. I got sugar and black tea. I just need a glass jar. That's my problem right now. I don't have a glass jar. So I'm waiting on a neighbor to bring me a glass jar, okay? I just thought about it. Never mind the glass jar. I can take one of my bowls is not being used. I could start the SCOBY in the my other cereal bowl with one of these plates as a lid. I didn't even think of that. But I can do that. And then, because I'll get a glass jar either Tuesday or Saturday. The neighbor already told me they were going to make sure I had one. So why not? In fact, I have a smaller stock pot than the one I'm using for compost. I have a smaller one, just like that. I could use that. That won't even be in my way for the kombucha. So for kombucha, you don't need a SCOBY. I know this. It just takes longer. Okay, it doesn't take much longer, but it takes longer. So, and I'll do it later. Okay, I'll make tea. I might even make sun tea because it's hot here. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably make sun tea. Anyways, tea with sugar in it. Get it. Dissolve the sugar good in the hot tea, right? Okay, I'm talking myself through this right now. So I'll be doing this in that pot. Anyways, and then you put it in a dark-ish place. I already decided I'm putting it under the edge of the cold wood stove, okay? Because it's kind of shaded and it's an insulated corner. It's not cool, but it's not 90 degrees either in that corner. So I'll put it kind of under the edge of the wood stove over there. And if I need to, I'll stick a blanket over the wood stove to keep it a little cooler, but I don't need to. Anyways, and you leave the sugar and the tea and just let it get till it gets bubbly. When it gets a scum on the, no, when it gets scum on the top, when the scum is about an eighth of an inch thick and it's in one piece, that's the start of your SCOBY. At any time, you can you could take it out and put it in a new batch and do other things with it, or you can let it continue to ferment till it gets a little bigger. But it's better to kind of like pull it out and put it in new tea and sugar. And then it's true kombucha. The first stuff you can still use. It won't kill you unless you're allergic to it, okay? And for me, I'll be testing it carefully to see what I'm going to be able to deal with. But anything that's left, you can drink it if you want to. You can put it on your plants. You can put it in the compost pile. It won't hurt a thing. So that's, I'm getting ready to do that. Boy, I got those stuck together. Okay, so Bernie said, ooh, sounds great. I mixed 2 flours for my bread. Thank you for the tip on what to do and other flowers. Awesome, gracias. No problem. Bernie, like a pantry cabinet with different shelf heights. Yes, ma'am. Uh, Bernie, I used to use that salt and switch to Celtic. I mean Celtic. By the way, Bernie, there is a new study that's been done. Celtic, Celtic salt and Redmonds are two of the worst ones for heavy metals. They're actually saying that diamond crystal kosher, only kosher, salt is the cleanest of all of them. There is a study, if you need me to send that to you or share it online, somebody let me know. I could share it in a community post pretty easily. Um, Paul Saladino did a couple of shorts and videos about it. But there is an actual medical medical scientific study that yeah uh, I'm searching for uppercase Q's so I could check on things. uh just Babs, got it, easy peasy, absolutely. And Babs, you and I know that that's who I am as a person. I'm going to study. Wait a minute. This is looking complicated, when I see something online or whatever. And then I go, oh, you guys, this is survival food from history. Quit trying to make it like you're the only one that knows how to do this. And, oh, it's got to be scientific and you got to measure it like this and you got to do. That's so you can sell something. I mean, seriously, people. That's so they can sell something. It ain't always like that, okay? Take a deep breath, easy peasy. And if you run into a problem, I'm available. You can ask me about it. Get into a community post is one of the better ways to get a hold of me. Yeah, my email's available. You can find it out there. But probably those community posts are some of the easier ways right now to get a hold of me. And just ask me. I mean, I do answer my comments. I don't answer everything, but I try to read most all of the comments on the videos and everything. And you'll notice I heart just about everything. If I don't agree with you, you're not getting a heart. You might get just a thumbs up or something because it's like I acknowledge I see you, but that's kind of how that is. Uppercase Q's, guys. Those are the comments I'm going to read and comment on. There's one, Bernie. So true, so true. Us indigenous people have learned by my mommy or mammy, even on bread or burnt bread toast, just got a little dark. Exactly. Yeah, it's not horrible. There's Leanna says, been called away a lot today, so I will re listen. Have really enjoyed what I have heard, though. LOL. Love you, Leanna, and I understand that. And yes, that's what's nice about this. It may take a while, some days with my signal. It takes a while before the video actually like uploads enough to stay, but you can always go back and re-listen. Bernie, great info. I've wanted to start kombucha, but allergic to black tea. Can I use other tea? Yes, but yes, and. How about yes, and? So to start it where you want to be sure that you're getting that one particular bacteria out of the air that grows a SCOBY. That's the thing that's the different kind of healthy about kombucha. Now, kombucha, black tea makes the strongest of the SCOBYs, okay? But you can do it with green tea. And if it was me, I would experiment with whatever tea you're capable of having. Okay? If it doesn't work well, You could ask me, I'll answer you and try to talk you through what I think might work if it didn't work for you. But I think the thing about black tea is the acidity and the strength of that leaf. Um, like I'm allergic to a lot of different leafy, grassy things. Okay. I'm allergic to lettuce, but it includes things like stevia and other stuff. Okay. I know from experimenting with it, I am horribly allergic to moringa. Somebody else might not be. Okay. If it was me, I would just experiment, Bernie, because you'll know if it's not right. But what I understand is it's the one bacteria that's in the air all over the world that you're trying to get to grow, where it's thick enough that it'll grow a SCOBY. That's the part that's the important part. So, being allergic to black tea, don't use black tea, use green tea. Um, it won't be as strong as SCOBY. It might take longer to produce that SCOBY. Um, I understand with black tea, depending on the temperature in the air, um, or in your living space, depending on that temperature, it could take from a few days to like 4 weeks to for a SCOBY to grow. So just pay attention to that. Um, please share the salts. Okay. It'll probably be shared, Beth, as a um, it'll probably be shared on a community post. So watch those. Is kombucha good for cancer diet? Yes, and so here's the thing. I have gotten so much healthier, Donna Kay, that I want to give my gut bacteria more probiotics, more live stuff for it to work with, okay, on my healing, okay? I tend to be allergic to, well, I tested by pharma's rules as allergic to alcohol and fermented things. I don't believe all of it, but I know I need to be careful. So I'll be testing me and it along the way very carefully because I don't want to die doing something that's not good for me. But I know on a health side of stuff that we need to get those live things in us to continue to live healthy. And I love sauerkraut, okay? I can't, okay, I've made lots of sauerkraut right here at the cabin. But the problem with it is, without any refrigeration to slow down the process, I can make it grow mold fast. And so rather than run into that right now, I've been considering a number of things. But I just went through this emergency food situation of not having any groceries that I knew I was safe with for over a week or about a week. It was scary for me, okay? Because I was like, well, I won't die if I fast. I'll be all right. I got water. I'll be all right. And boy, I need to filter some water, but I've got some boiled water already. It's I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Um, come on, I'm visiting with you guys today, and we've been more than 2 hours. I just noticed. But yeah, so on the cancer diet, sometimes you got to get to a stage of healing before you do the kombucha, and sometimes some people don't. So I would not, do not. I'm saying this like I'm being bossy, but I mean it, okay? Do not use commercial kombucha, please. Do not. None of these things, the sourdoughs, the kombucha, none of them were intended for us to stock big trucks and drive it across the country, and then we don't know whose hands touched it. That's not what the creator intended with these processes. And so you lose health benefits. I'm sorry to the commercial people out there, okay? But I'm only so sorry. I'm sorry that you guys believed what you were told about, well, this is a way to make money. I'm sorry you believed it, because I don't think that's what was intended. So I'm kind of off my soapbox again, okay? But I think that you need to make it with your own hands, because I learned this many years ago. There's a series of books. Can I remember the name? Anastasia of Russia or something like that. I learned this and I believe it. So you don't have to believe this. You do you, okay? And if you think I'm Lulu and whatever, yeah, you do you, okay? But I get to believe what I get to believe, and you get to believe yours too, okay? And I'm not mad at you. You can stay here. You can keep coming back. Just don't be mean about it, okay? But you get to do you. But I believe, oh gosh, I'm going there. I believe that when our physical hands touch the seeds of a plant that we're going to plant in a garden, the seeds have a job to read our body. And then when it grows a different way for my hand in order to feed me than it does for your hands in order to feed you. I'm just saying, the less other people's hands have touched your food, the better you are. And it's been proven to me over years and years and years and time over again that if anything ran across the machine, I'm probably going to have a problem. Now, okay, I know you saw that I just bought millet ramen. And those millet ramen, I know they ran across the machine. But I also know I tested them and I'm not going to die from them. And yeah, maybe they'll bug me. I don't know how to make ramen noodles myself. I know some other things I can do. And I am going to eat those ramen noodles. Now, I'm not going to live on them. They're kind of a treat for me, like some people have treats of ice cream. I wish, no, back that up. I don't know how to do the rewind sound from when we used to do tapes a long time. Back up. Mistaken wording. I know that Lesa's job in the world is not to milk cows. I tried it. It doesn't bring me joy and happiness at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, my sister, Martina, in Costa Rica, she loves getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and milking her cow. She can't stand to make cheese. She can't stand to bake bread. But she milks her cows every morning at 3 o'clock. And those cows, 3 o'clock in the morning, those cows love her. I don't want a cow. I don't want to milk the cow. Okay? Do I want the milk? I don't know, once in a while. Once in a while the cheese is good too. But I'm good at something else. I studied the history of bread when I was, what, 11 or 12 or I don't know. I was at the library and for some reason I was like, who was the first person who decided to make bread? Why would you do that? And I got off on a thing and I studied it and it's fun and cool for me. And I grow some plants really, really well, and other plants, they just don't do so good for me. And it's okay. So I know, while I've been stuck here, how many months without my real car, or now without any car at all, and before without any car at all. Um, I know, I get that knowing we were talking about earlier. I get that knowing every once in a while when I think, I'd really like to have an orange, or I'd really, every once in a while, I get that knowing, yeah, but I put you where you are. I've allowed this situation you're in. And if you need a vitamin C, which in history we wouldn't have even known the term, right? But if you need that, I put you where there's a pignon, and you can go take a few of those leaves and needles and make a cup of tea and get that thing you need. I've put you where there's juniper berries. And if you need it, you can get that. And you don't have to buy it. I've put you where there's wild honeybees. And if and when I give you the knowing, you could put out an illegal in the United States bee skep, and you could have more honey. I've put you where the cactus grow all by themselves and have these beautiful atun fruits. If I gave you the knowing in the right moment, you would gather those, you would have what you need. You would do what I give you knowing to do, because you always do. I'm kind of going there, guys. But you kind of asked for it too. Hey, if I had a Patreon channel, I don't want to do that to y'all because you'd have to pay for it. But we would have more of these conversations, kind of, right? I'm just saying, I've been put here with what I've got, and I haven't been allowed to go yet. And sometimes I get stuck here for months without a car. I've been here once for 6 months with no car. So I I've been encouraged to just go, just keep doing what you know to do. Just keep listening. Just keep being open to the knowings, as we said earlier. So I'm just uppercase Q's, guys. I'm gonna go back and look because I saw scrolling again. So I'm just saying though that I know, in a place of knowing, that the thing I need I can get out of the air, the bacteria to make the fermented drink that will help my gut buddies, gut bacteria, grow stronger and healthier right now in my part of healing. It's time for me to make kombucha. And one of my neighbors really wants some. But it wasn't because of them. It was because they found out I was getting ready to make some, that they went, by the way, I love it. So please make, And so it's not going to go to waste, whatever I do anyway. But I already knew that that bacteria is in the air all over the world, and it hasn't been killed off. And so we allow the process to give us what we need when we need it. So whomever it was, I forgot where that. Oh, it was Donna Kay. I was like, I forgot where that comment was. It was Donna Kay. Is it good for the cancer? Yes. When you're ready for it, yes. And the thing about the white sugar and the black tea is that it takes those two things and the bacteria in the air to grow the SCOBY, and then you can play with it. So, like, I know how to make bucket wine. I learned from an, please, no offense if it's some, I don't think I'm saying it wrong, but if somebody takes offense, please examine that it's not coming from me as offensive, okay? But I learned from a little old black woman in Virginia, in very rural Virginia in the 90s, I learned how to make wine out of almost anything. And it's not hard, but you have to have a sugar and a fruit. And if you have yeast, you can use it. But if you don't have yeast, you just don't peel and wash the fruit so good. And it will make wine. I know how to do that too, but I'm not at a stage where that would be any kind of necessary or useful to me. So for me, I'd rather do the kombucha. I've been kind of knowing, led, whatever, to do the kombucha right now. So I'm gonna do it again. I've done it before. It's not that big a deal. Okay. So okay. Yes, share, but I don't see community posts unless I just don't know where that is. My phone went back to the dark ages since I couldn't pay updates. Okay, Bernie, on my YouTube channel, when you go in to look for a video, when you go to SimplyLesa at YouTube and you go to hunt for a video, okay, along the top somewhere, it basically usually says video, shorts, I forgot. Video, shorts, something. And if you scroll further over, because on our phones it's short, you just have to move the line a little bit and it says community. That's where the posts are. You should be able to find them on any, even dumb phone is what they're calling them, right? Any old school, like not techie phone, you should be able to find it. Bernie. So it seems that black tea changes its elements or whatever you call it and is a probiotic. I'm supposed to eat sauerkraut. Yes. Yes. And this is, Bernie, this is about probiotics. Um, if you are allergic to black tea, don't risk it with black tea. Just try green tea instead. Try to get some green tea that you actually have leaves for, is my opinion on this one. And or where are you still in Puerto Rico? Um, I would hunt for a tea where you've got an actual leaf that you can ferment, okay, and have it grow the SCOBY. But we're trying to get to the particular bacteria that can grow a SCOBY, not just the bacteria that would make alcohol. And that would give us a different probiotic with a different bacteria that's healthy for those microbiomes or whatever. Um, yes, and I had been exploring again. Japanese people have a tendency to make like a fresh pickle, a fresh kraut, kimchi, something, and it's on every plate every time they eat. And I am feeling led that that's the direction I'm going. But with the emergency food, nothing here to speak of, but I had black tea that my son left because he's a big sweet tea from the South. His grandmother on his father's side was a very Georgia Southern girl making super sweet black tea and biscuits like almost every day. And or grits and tomatoes almost every day kind of thing. So he left some tea here and I was being led to, hey, look, make kombucha. It's inexpensive. You can get the stuff locally. Now you're going to get some of the stuff you need, some of the probiotic bacteria that you need. And that's what you got to go for. And yes, like I said, even a fresh sauerkraut, if I leave it 2 days without ice in the cooler, it might have mold on it. So I got to be careful with that right now. So I think I'm making sense. I hope I'm answering the questions good. Homemade and handmade are the best. I agree with you. And I even agree with you with fabrics and sewing and fiber crafts. Am I saying the right word? Fibercraft? Yeah, fibercraft, right? Yeah. And all that. I believe the same thing. Honestly, yeah, I got a denim shirt again finally, and I also have a chambray one, which I should have swapped before we did the video because this one's hot and the other one's a little cooler. But I agree. I don't want the machine to touch my fabrics either, but I haven't had the luxury of doing that, or I didn't make it my priority in my trying to be safe in the world, which has been an issue for me most of my life. I love using a drop spindle to spin wool. And the lanolin makes your hands softer than anything. I love drop spinning wool. I love knitting with homemade wooden knitting needles. I have made my own knitting needles many times. I love hand sewing clothing with bone needles that you make yourself. I've done it. I love it. I'm not doing it. But it's because life got away from me and I didn't have support because nobody else knew what I was talking about. They thought I was crazy. I'm not crazy. I just didn't want to do it that way. I almost, this close, had actually done the application for going to live in Nicaragua with the Essenes because I wanted to raise my own flax, make my own linen, to make my own clothes with. I wanted to go live with them and do that process. But I wasn't led to do that. I was led to come back to the United States and hike on the Appalachian Trail rather than be homeless. Um, that's what I was led to do instead. It was, I already applied. And what? Nope, you're going to go hike the Appalachian Trail. What? Okay. All right. All right. Maybe that's a surprise what, but okay, I'm going to. It's pretty clear that's what you want me to do. I'll go do it. Okay. Okay. Yes, you're getting the more to the story. The Paul Harvey thing. There's more to the story. Yeah, there's often more to the story that I don't tell you guys. Not that I wouldn't, but I've been afraid to tell the whole world at some point. So, anyways, okay. Wait a minute, I didn't read these two. I didn't read Leanna's. Wow, I like that thought about the seed. Cool. It's. I think it's reality. I've seen it in action where I feel like I know that's true because you know how some people can go to get their food, okay, and they can pick up a food item and they can say, oh yeah, no, don't want that one, and they do it by feel, right? It's almost like there's an electronic thing or you could see something in this store and you can go, oh yeah, real salt. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I'm gonna get that. And you go to reach your hand for it and you go, oh no, the one beside it feels better. Okay. So I've seen people in a gardening situation put the seeds in the ground and go, I don't really like to eat these, and put them in the ground. But then they go take care of them. And when they pull them out and they go, well, I'll try it. Since I planted it, I'll try it. And they go, oh, this is so good. And it's just what they needed. And they didn't like it before, but this time they liked it. Because I think that's where the plant worked with you to help you have what you needed to have. And okay, so there's also not just a theory, there's a science behind this too, but that if you get stung by bugs and things, that it's a healing process. So if you stop looking at it like this is horrible, and yeah, I mean, come on, I get bit by a mosquito, I'm still slapping him, and I don't always want to kill things, like Buddhist people don't want to kill things. I don't want to, but some of it's just old habit, right? But what if we stopped seeing it as bad and started seeing it as, wait, we were sent this swarm of whatever to heal us. I'm not saying for everybody. Some people are truly allergic to things. I don't mean this in some harmful way. Please don't take it that way. But if we stopped seeing all those things as so horribly negative and started seeing them as sometimes that's actual medicine that we need. Do I? But yet, it's okay to make a screen room so I don't have to get bit every single day. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying sometimes if something comes out of the way and bites you, maybe you needed it. Make rephrase. Let me rephrase that because I don't want you to hear it as if I mean you. I mean me. If something comes way out of its way to bite me, maybe it was sent as medicine. And maybe if I change my view of getting bitten as horrible, maybe it's not horrible. It's certainly better than putting a needle in with something in the needle that came from something natural. But what do we know? What do we know where it came from? We don't know when they give us pharmaceutical shots what where they got stuff from off the earth somewhere, okay? So it's all natural at some stage, right? But we don't know what it came from. We don't know whether it's a clean or unclean animal from biblical reference. I mean, we don't know if most people don't even know that gelatin, is made from pig's feet. I wouldn't eat pork, anything. I tried it in my life, yes, but I know it doesn't work for Lesa. And I know that biblically it's not good for us for good reason. Okay? But gelatin, is pig hooves that have been boiled. Well, I only buy kosher gelatin. I would use halal gelatin, okay? But kosher gelatin is what I use. And so it's more expensive, sure. But I'm guaranteed that mine came from a cow. And I don't have to worry about whether it was. And it was prayed over too. So it probably was a humanely killed cow because the rabbi has to do something special. So, but you know, would you choose Jello if you knew it was pork? Some people would, some people would. Anyway, I'm just. It's the same thing with what they put through a needle to put into us. Where did it come from? A lot of it touched eggs. What about the people that are allergic to eggs? I used to be allergic to eggs. And still, there's a question about, there's something about eggs. I just don't do well with eggs. Well, it's okay. Maybe I'll do well with them some other time. Of course, the fact that every once in a while somebody gives me eggs that are over a month old and haven't been refrigerated in the heat that we've got here, that's just like you don't understand how the non refrigerated egg thing works. In extreme heat, you got to keep them in the shade, kind of cool, and then only use them for about 2 weeks. And at about 2 weeks, you start preserving them. Otherwise, you could get very sick. Well, I've had that happen without knowing it a couple of times. And getting sick on eggs just doesn't make you feel good. Anyway, I'm going on and on. Wow, 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 wow. Anyways, um, here we go. Donna K. Right on. Years ago, a guru in India told me to prepare my own food. The same consciousness that is in the seed, is in the plant, is in the fruit of the plant, and it's in my own hand. Yes, ma'am, Donna Kay. Absolutely, I agree. And those thoughts, whether I use the terms, God and biblical once in a while, I mean the same. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean the same thing that has come to people through other religious ways. Okay? I just don't believe in the business of religion. It sucks. Okay. looking at uppercase Q's. Wendy, would you come closer so I know where you are, please? She's close because she's quiet. She's probably laying in the shade. Um, okay, uppercase Q's. Here's one, Beth. Video, shorts, lives, playlist, post, community. Oh, you were doing that for Bernie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bernie, take a look at that. Yeah, yeah. Um, Bernie, yeah, I thought so, but for some reason I thought it took out. Yes, thank you. I'll make sure I check it out. Thank you, Lesa. Well, gracias, Lesa. Beth, Southern women, Southern foods. Bless her Georgia heart. That's exactly right. Bless her Georgia heart. Hey, at least she fed them. Well, she used a lot of Crisco. Okay. And my kids weren't with me the whole time. There were some times when they were with their grandparents and father more than they were with me. But, and my parents did not recognize my kids as their grandchildren. I don't understand, but whatever. Um, at least she fed them meat. And she probably used lard sometimes, but she used a lot of Crisco. Um, but she fed them meat. So anyway, all right, here we go. Beth, another one. Knitting with wooden needles is a totally different experience. It certainly is. And so is stitching with a bone needle. Ain't nothing like it. It's so cool. It's so cool. So cool. So cool. Here's another one, Bernie. I'm in Illinois recuperating. Oh, okay. I thought you were. I thought you had kind of. Okay, Donna K. When I used to firewalk, a burn on my foot might be on an exact acupressure point is gift of healing. Energy goes where it is needed. Yep, or lead. Yep, absolutely. I agree, Donna. Donna K. I agree. Bernie said, I think it's cool. It's the emoji with glasses. Great idea on kimchi because I'm supposed to eat more of that and keep dark greens. Okay, okay, yeah. So now, okay, so it's only been a day or so since I put the foot pump with the water in the screen room, which, believe me, it's so much easier to wash dishes without little honeybees trying to buzz at your dishes. So that makes that nice. Um, oh, what was I going to tell you? Um, I forgot what I was starting to say, but having this process easier, simpler, is like I feel like I've opened up another space for me to have a little more of me out here. Like it'll be easier for me to do something else instead of always being in survival mode, basically. Um, oh, it's y'all don't know how nice it is to just get up in the morning and oh, I know what I started to say. I have a stainless steel salad bowl that I use sometimes for washing dishes and sometimes for other matter. It's just another bowl. Um, I can't wait to get up in the morning with a nice cool bowl of water and just splash my face. That has been my norm for years. But because I didn't have access to the water, there wasn't enough water here until what, a month or two ago, until recently. It was like I'm always saving water everywhere I can. There's not enough to do this. I can only use a washcloth once a week and do a. It's so freaking nice to just, I can't wait to come out here in the morning and just splash my face with water and then go walk with Wendy, which we've been doing, okay? And then come back and have coffee or whatever I'm doing. Um, I kind of miss some of that I have taught myself to do over years and, well, taught myself. Uh, it's been the knowing And I just miss some of those everyday parts of my life. I tripped over my knitting, tripped, found a bag when I was cleaning the other day and went, yeah, not getting rid of that. Could get rid of the sewing machine, but not getting rid of that. And now the sewing machine has gotten dusty. I noticed I really got to get dusted up high in here. That light hanging in the center, I saw a cobweb on it. So I've got to do some of that kind of cleaning. But it's just getting to where I can. Because before it was like, well, darn, where am I going to the bathroom? Oh, you mean I got to go dig a hole again? You know, I mean, I've lived this way a lot of my adult life. And it's not bad. It's just, it's starting to be easier. It's starting to not be so hard. Oh, and there was a Greg, I think his name was Greg, guy, that sent me an email the other day and then donated money through PayPal. Sent me a couple $100 through PayPal. I haven't decided what I touched something that was dirty. I haven't decided what I'm doing with that $200 yet. But there's so many priorities right now, and I'm grateful that both of my handymen are willing to barter for a couple of large items right now, so I don't have to pay them cash. I do, however, check that they've got gas money. But I tell them, hey, look, guys, I need you to be able to do this if it's possible. And they're like, yeah. And I said, and I also need you to tell me if you just got to have gas money or something and what I can do to help. But honestly, because I don't have the job anymore and I need to let go of this thing that I don't need, and but I need this job done. And so right now, both of those handyman guys are willing to work with that. So I'm so grateful for that. And so what if I've got to finagle the fence another year maybe or longer? It's okay. Eventually, I'll get a new roll of fence and we'll put it up there. But for right now, getting the garden beds moved over, those garden beds will eventually have the asparagus moved up there too, because I have had a lot of, not a lot, but that at certain times of the year, the cattle will go down to that, the cattle, the antelope, the elk, the whatever, go to the asparagus bed and they'll scratch the ground to get the old straw up and they'll eat the straw. And they're not eating the asparagus, they just want the straw or the hay or whatever they think it is down there. So those will get moved into these garden beds that are inside the yard, inside the yard fence. And that's to protect it so I don't have to, and then I don't have to walk so far. And how did you get in here? Okay, the screen is, oh, it's a big moth, guys. The screen is not in every, there's lots of screen. There's a few holes, and there's a few places where way up high and stuff, there's it's not enclosed completely. It's not a problem. Most of the time, most everything stays out of here. But that big moth got in here somehow, and he's looking for a way out. And he can't find it. It's all good though. All right, let me look. I'm looking for more uppercase Q comments that I can read to you and comment on. I forgot which. Oh, Illinois is recuperating. I knew that. When I used to firewalk, okay, did I read that one? When I used to firewalk, a burn on my foot might be on an exact acupuncture point. Is gift of healing, energy goes where it is led. Yes, I agree. Then Bernie said, great idea on kimchi because I'm supposed to eat more of that and keep dark greens. By the way, Bernie, when you're doing those with the dark greens, the dark greens can be the big outside leaves of cabbage. Ask the guy at whatever grocery store or produce department you're in when he's pulling those leaves off and they have to throw them away. Ask him if he will save you a bag or two of the outside dark leaves of the cabbage and things like that to make your kimchis and stuff with. Kimchi doesn't have to be by a recipe. It's sort of like the sourdough. You can make almost anything a kimchi or a fresh ferment. So it doesn't have to quite be. Some people will go, well, then it's not kimchi if you didn't do X, Y, Z. Okay, fine. Then when you talk to them, that's what they believe. Okay. But a ferment's a ferment. Okay. So, okay. Now, Beth said, Donna, your life experiences just keep getting more and more interesting. Bernie says, I just remembered that mommy taught me mendilo, French lace, bobbin lace, besides knowing other crafts, knit and crochet. Yeah, and that bobbin lace that you're calling it is tatting. And yes, it's beautiful. I love tatting. And tatting came out of making fishing nets. It's really cool. Yes. Okay. Oh, I see Alora's name and it looks like you're trying to ask a question. I'm going to stop and read it because I noticed something. Um, but normally, Laura, I ask anybody who is on here and wants me to answer questions on the live on Sundays. We do this every Sunday. And sometimes I go 20, sometimes I go a half hour, an hour, sometimes I go 3 hours. I just do it until we're done. Or until I get tired and I know to stop. Um, I ask that everybody please use 3 uppercase Q's before you write whatever comment or question or subject you want me to discuss or answer for you. And then I'll read your comment. So I'm going to read your comment just because something made me stop on it, okay? And I see myself in the phone and I'm like, I wish that wasn't like that. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Oh my goodness, you are alive. Maybe I can ask a question that you can answer. LOL. I just bought the Jackery solar generator 1500 watt and a 200-watt solar panel. Just you have for just to have for emergencies and such. Okay. That's not a question. Okay. There's another one below it. I'm not sure what all I can even do with it. LOL. Okay. I still don't quite see a question, Laura. If you could form a question for me, I'd be more than happy to try to answer that for you. I met the Jackery owner at an event before they were the standard for solar battery packs. And all solar battery packs have different usefulness. So, hi, Miss Wendy. How you doing, big girl? What did you see? Oh, did you see the moth? Just be careful of the screen, please, okay? Because Mama can't afford more screen right now. Could you wag your tail for me? Are you still happy or are you hunting? She's hunting. She's hunting the moth. Oh, you guys like to see Wendy. There she is. Wendy, can you show the people your face? No, she's hunting. She's in hunting mode, guys. And her fur, she needs a bath. Her fur is really greasy, but it's really greasy because this is, okay, this was a yoga mat. I cut it in half. I needed to for something. She has been having her bones from the bone broth and um, what did we short ribs that I made, and she had one for breakfast. So that mat's greasy. Her fur's greasy. She's getting hot. There we go. All right. So you've had a little Wendy time. Let me go back to whatever's going on here. Bernie's saying, "Ooh, that's a great idea. Gracias." I don't know what I said. I forgot now. I'm getting dry. I want to go get my drink too. Let me go grab my drink real quick. Beth, uppercase Q's. Donna, we need to meet up and I need to edit your life story and publish the next bestseller. Babs, questions. Actually, bobbin lace and tatting are different. They look similar though. Oh, okay. Thank you, Babs. My mistake. Is bobbin lace maybe thinner thread than tatting is? Because I know tatting is a certain size of. Okay, my bad. I didn't know that. Um, Mandilo has wooden rods, 7-inch, with indentation on one end to wind the thread, held by stray pins, and its pin on design sheet. Oh, okay. And then cotton thread for doilies. Okay. Bernie said that. So, Laura, you have a 1300 watt, I think is what you said, which is 1300 watt hours. I mean, yeah, yeah, should be 1300 watt hours um, of Jackery power. Um, any of those solar battery packs are just power. Um, so I think I just see this, Beth. Are we confusing bobbin lace bobbins with tatting bobbins? Tatting is actually called shuttles, isn't it, Babs? You'll correct me. Um, uh, but I think they're called shuttles when it's tatting. And tatting grew out of, like I said, um, the making fishing nets. Anyway, Laura, so 1500 watt and 200 watt solar panel. So a 200 watt solar panel is not going to keep a 1500 watt battery pack charged very quickly. It will keep it charged, but you will have to make sure it's plugged in and in the sun often to make sure that stays full, depending on how you use your um, power. So here's the thing, Laura, that I'm just going to jump in and say to you. I have very little power needs. Okay, I had until yesterday a rechargeable USB fan. Oh, my battery's going to go low, and we're going to end up having to end the video because my battery pack has been struggling to stay charged. Okay, so Miss Laura, I know that doesn't have uppercase Q's, but I just saw that. Don't believe everything you read. If it really does that, be really grateful. Okay. So, um, I had until yesterday a rechargeable, little tiny rechargeable solar fan. I have a rechargeable um, coffee frother mixer. it has the thingy so you can like beat egg whites or whip cream or something like that. Um, I'm trying to remember. I now have a rechargeable driveway alarm gizmo, power needs. I have a cell phone. Often I have a rechargeable keyboard for my cell phone. And I have multiple rechargeable little lights, but I don't use them all the time. So I have a rechargeable flashlight that Babs got for me. So, in fact, that one Babs gave me, I think it's been 2 or 3 months. I use it every day, and I've only had to charge it once. Um, uh, oh, and my shower pump is a rechargeable USB. Okay. Oh, and I have I have cordless tools, and so I have a 110 charger for cordless tools. Okay. I would like at some time to maybe get the one that is a 12-volt plug, not a 110. Anyway, that's all I charge. So my needs are very small. Learning what you use will make a difference for you. If you're doing anything that heats or cools, it's gonna be power hungry. So, like if you're using a blow dryer or you've got a hot plate, it's gonna suck power right out of your jackery or your battery pack. And you could get frustrated. I used to have a powered refrigerator freezer. I don't like them because they don't pair well with battery packs. And what doesn't pair well is if you get a compressor fridge, when the compressor shuts off, if your battery pack does not have a certain feature, the battery pack thinks nothing's plugged in and saves power and everything else and shuts off. And then your fridge shuts off and you lose your food. And I only used my fridge as a freezer, so it didn't work for me. So that's the quick info. So next week, because I've got to I my battery is at 14%. It's gonna die, and my battery pack is on the front porch, and I would lose my signal if I go there. So we're just gonna. I've already been on here like almost 3 hours today. So did I miss anything? I see the to be continued. That's why I put bobbins in quotes, shuttles. I couldn't remember the name. There you go. And Bab said tatting is very thin and is done with a shuttle about 2.5 inches long. Bobbin lace is done with multiple bobbins. Oh, okay. Thank you, Babs. Um, I love Babs. We have a lot of things in common. And then Beth says, grin to be continued next week. Yes. Okay. Okay. So every Sunday, whether I want to or not, because some mornings I just go, I don't want to, I don't want to. Then I come out here and I have so much fun. So I make myself do this and as a consistent thing. So every and most Sundays at 9:30 Arizona time, check it because we don't have daylight savings. So check the time against where you live. But Arizona, USA time, I come out and do a live stream. Sometimes I announce it on Facebook groups, and sometimes I just hit the button and start the live. So every week, same bat time, same bat channel. I try, once in a while I'm not here, but I try to be here every Sunday, and I'm available to answer questions. and help you out with whatever I can help you with. And please, because sometimes I just don't have ideas. I'm busy doing what I'm doing, and I don't know what you guys need. So this is one way I can give back to our community. I ask you to pray for each other all the time. Please remember to pray about my tracker, please. But also remember to pray for Homer, Catherine's husband, who broke his hand and got hurt in a wind freak accident thing. Um, and uh, I don't know who else to pray for right now. I can't think of what else is going on. But each other, pray for each other. Leanna still could use prayers. And her friend Howard just recently had an operation on his eyes. They're both healing well, but Leanna was diagnosed with cancer. She's working on that. Donna Kay as well. But pray for each other. And we'll see you back here next time, next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bring things to talk about. Write down your questions if you need to, but bring them. And start using the community post to talk on. Speak back and forth with each other on there. I still haven't found a good way that I can do the one-on-one conversations with you all the way I want to. Probably the Buy Me a Coffee site is the best way, but I don't have a computer and all the signal to do all of that. I wasn't willing to take the sponsorship from Nomad Internet. I didn't take it because Nomad Internet is so expensive for the users. And I didn't want you guys to think it was a budget thing. It's not. So that's why I didn't accept it. So anyways, y'all pray for each other and for clarity for whatever decisions people are having to make. And I gotta go because we'll lose my phone in a minute. Y'all have a great week. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Hugs. Love ya. Ciao. Later.